Good morning. Today, we are privileged to interview a preschool teacher, Miss Daryl Jade Gary from Light Christian Academy. Good morning, Teacher Jade.
Good morning, Dry.
First of all, why did you choose to be a teacher?
Well, seeing the growth in students and realizing that you are part of that is the best experience for me.
Everyone knows that children are hard to deal with. They are naughty sometimes. How do you inspire and motivate them during your classes?
Well, I pray for them and then I teach them stories about how God can use them even though they're little children. I taught them King David, who faced the giant in his life, and of Gideon, which is the weakest in his clan, but God still had great plans for him. I remember my student Jiro. I taught him about a unicorn who did not know how to play the guitar, but he tried and did not quit. Then at the end of the day, I heard Jiro telling me, "Teacher, I did not quit. I finished my paces." Jiro is a challenged student for me, you see. So hearing that from him, for me, it's a miracle.
Next, what do you do before going to class? For example, during the night, do you prepare your lesson plans? What kind of preparations do you do?
Well, I finish my office work at school. At 6 p.m., I come here and then I sleep at about 9 a.m. Then I wake up at 3:30 a.m. I pray for 30 minutes, do my daily devotions, and then prepare for my class.
Do you think it's hard being a teacher, waking up early in the morning, preparing your lesson plans?
Well, sacrifices are really made, but when you see the development in your students, the sacrifices that you made means very little.
With this, how do you deal with the everyday obstacles of your job?
Well, when I find a student difficult to handle, I pray for that student. I pray that God would extend my patience, and I also pray that God would give me wisdom on how I could deal with that student. Because I believe that every student is special, and only God knows how to deal with them.
Thank you for your time, Miss Darren.
Why did you choose to be a teacher?
I chose to be a teacher because I was always inspired by those who help young children learn. Okay, although I took up secondary, but I was always inspired by teachers who teach young children. You know, children who are starting to read and to write. Okay, that's why I chose teacher. And actually, my mother was a teacher before.
How do you inspire and motivate your students in your lessons?
I don't know, just ask them.
Oh, what do you do to prepare for a certain lesson in class?
I read their book, their textbook, because we always base our lessons on their textbook. And I also make use of websites, grammar websites, and internet. I search in the internet and my own materials as references. The materials which we use in college, those are very useful references.
When you meet an obstacle or problem in class, how do you resolve it?
I just stay calm because I find it very difficult to get mad at students. It's not my personality to get mad at anyone. Okay. And if ever there are misbehaviors or students who are disrespecting or students who are disturbing the class, okay, I just try my best to stay calm. And then I just try to understand why they are doing those things. That's it.
Ma'am, why did you choose to be a teacher?
Why did I choose to become a teacher? Minsan, if I try to look at my education as a teacher, I was part of an industry before. And one of the things that I really deserve is to become a teacher. And why is that? Maybe because for me, being a teacher is life-giving. I'm also a parent, so I want to be part of a work that will allow me to learn new things and also to inspire others. And I believe that being a teacher is one of the things that will allow you to inspire others when it comes to life or when it comes to the things that I believe the Lord is teaching me.
Sobrang bubbly mo.
Ah, ganun ba yun?
Ay, how did you inspire and motivate? 1, 2, 3, go. How do you inspire and motivate your students in your lesson?
Okay, so how do I motivate or inspire them? Actually, that's quite a difficult question. But when I try to look at it and try to inspire them, it's because I'm also inspired. I'm inspired to teach. I love what I do. And because of that, I think my motivation as a teacher and things that I like to do also affects them. I think it's also important if you are motivated and inspired, you also show that to your students. And in turn, I think they will also see it that same way. Maybe my inspiration is, if you're not aware, I'm teaching Christian ethics. So I talk about life. I talk about trying to understand, how do we make sense out of the world that we are living, or how do we at some point continue living when it comes to this life. And through my personal experiences that I bring to my students, that in itself, I think, fuels my inspiration, how I motivate. How do you prepare? Babasahin mo din.
Oo nga pala. What do you do to prepare for a certain lesson or class?
Well, it's very important when you prepare for a certain lesson or class, if you read well. It also includes more than the personal preparation before going to the class. It's also academic preparation. I'm studying. I'm enrolled in PhD course, and just to keep me updated when it comes to what's happening or some of the things that is happening around us, what is current, so that I can bring it to my students, and also allowing my course to be something that is relevant for me to teach, what's happening, or to meet them where they're at during this time. The personal preparation, that's right, I pray, usually I pray a lot to help me so that I may be able to bring the message across, especially some difficult lessons.
When you meet an obstacle or problem in class, how do you resolve it?
I'm grateful for the past years that I'm teaching. I did not encounter much obstacles, but one of the things that I can remember, for example, generally, difficulty when it comes to a difficult class, or there are some classes that are difficult to handle, So what do I do when it comes to these things? Usually I try to understand where my students are coming from. I try to meet them where they are at, or if it's a possibility, I will try to adjust what are their particular needs. I will try to see what are the things that they need to improve on, and then work on that so that it would not be very difficult for me, not only for me, but also for my students.